She was so clear about, I'm not really into this. My husband would be a great president, but we're not playing. We're going to do this once. He's not going to be one of those guys who runs for president every 4 years. One shot. If America's ready, I'm in. If America's not ready, I have a good life. My kids are happy. And I came home and quit my job.
17 years ago,
Yes.
you met your current boss,
I did.
Mrs. Obama. Can you tell us a little bit about that first meeting and how you were connected and what was that leap like
Yes.
from the work you had been doing?
So I'd been in the Senate at that point for a decade working for Senator Lieberman, who was just the nicest man. And so there was a group of us, 4 schedulers. So myself, someone who worked for Chris Dodd, Hillary Clinton, and Alyssa Mastromonaco, who worked for Barack Obama. So once a week for 1 hour, the senators adjourned to their respective party caucus lunches. And it's the only time someone like me, who was an executive assistant, could be away from the phone because I knew he wasn't going to call me. Somebody else was getting him lunch and they were going through the schedule. So the 4 of us would meet for lunch every Tuesday from 1 to 2. And Alyssa just started going in on me. She said, look, I think my senator's going to run for president. His wife is going to need someone. I'm like, girl, you want me to leave the United States Senate, where I have a great job, to go work for this man's wife, and his middle name is Hussein, and Hillary Clinton's going to run again. Like, there was nothing about this that made sense. I also had a great life. I loved my job. I loved my friends. I owned a home. Like, she just kept at me, and she finally said, just let me fly you to Chicago to meet her. Okay, fine. So I fly to Chicago, and Alyssa is like treating me like we're going on a date. She got me the nicest hotel room. She took me out to dinner, plying me with vodka tonics and sushi and the whole thing. And so we go out to Michelle Obama's house in the South Side the next day. And to this day, I don't know what happened there, but she just sprinkled her magic dust. And I loved everything she had to say. She's so grounded, and she was so clear about, I'm not really into this. My husband would be a great president, but we're not playing. We're going to do this once. He's not going to be one of those guys who runs for president every 4 years. One shot. If America's ready, I'm in. If America's not ready, I have a good life. My kids are happy. And I came home and quit my job. And Joe Lieberman didn't even know I'd gone to Chicago for the weekend. So, I gave him 2 weeks notice.
Was that hard?
It was awful because I loved him.
You'd been with him how long?
10 years.
So you did 7 with
7 with Normanetta,
Okay.
10 with Joe Lieberman.
Okay.
But also, like, with Senator Lieberman, he was family. I had
Of course.
helped with, his youngest daughter's bat mitzvah. There was a wedding. Like, I was in that family, and they're lovely, wonderful people. And I felt bad, but I would have felt bad anytime leaving him. The Lieberman thing, I was sort of hedging my bets because in the back of my mind, I thought I'm coming back because there was really no way this guy Barack Obama was going to win. And this was sort of maybe a little bit of a cynical play on my part that I was going to go be the chief of staff to Michelle Obama. And then I'd come back and I could say, look, I learned all this stuff and I want a title change and I want more money. And so maybe there was a little of that. But, life
Never went back.
I never went back. And I moved to Chicago. I had my mom go out ahead of me and help me find an apartment while I was packing up and sort of ending things in the Senate quickly. And then I was the first person to work for her, and I was in Chicago by February of 2007. And it was just her and I for the first few months. We didn't get another staffer until April.